Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Arcus and today we'll be doing a Copic marker illustration in this sort of new Copic Sketchbook that I recently purchased. So there's a local Blick art supplies store where I live, which is an art store that's found in some places in America. It's not very common, but it's not uncommon either. Anyways, and when I was browsing there some time ago, I saw this Copic sketchbook. They have this entire rack of Copic supplies, and I was really inspired by it, so I purchased it. And all I could think of was filling it up with all sorts of marker illustrations that are very detailed and finished illustrations. So even though it is a sketchbook, I'm kind of hoping to use it more for my quote-unquote finished drawings and putting my sketchbooks in other sketchbooks that I own, because this paper is nice quality marker paper made for alcohol markers, so I want to use it to its full potential. So I had this inspiration the other day. I have a couple characters kind of floating around in my head of some characters set in this magical fantasy medieval setting sort of thing. They don't really have names yet, and I'm kind of fleshing out their personalities and who they are and whatnot. It's kind of slow going because I'm kind of putting it on the back burner. It's not exactly everything that I'm thinking of because no concrete inspiration has stuck for the story, but I did want to draw them, especially since I have been in the mood more recently to draw backgrounds and more finished scenes. This is because I follow this artist on Instagram whose handle is Devin Bragg Art, I believe, and she recently got hired at Nickelodeon as a background illustrator, and when she was working on her portfolio for all those backgrounds, I was so inspired by all of the drawings she did. I don't really like doing backgrounds because I kind of suck at them, and that hasn't really changed, but they look so interesting and so fun to see her do it, because she would post little videos and stuff on her Instagram stories that I wanted to do that too. And a lot of my drawings recently have included little scenes, because I want to make it more like a story and not just a character on a white background. Not that there's anything wrong with that sometimes it's fitting for whatever you're drawing, but personally in the mood I'm in right now, I just want to have more. And I have been thinking for a little while about maybe a comic or something, kind of seeing if I like it or not, because I'm just kind of experimenting in what direction in art I want to go. It's why I started this YouTube channel. It's why I'm learning a lot now, but I still don't know exactly what I want to do with my art. So, trying out a comic would just kind of be to see if that's something I'd enjoy doing, and if I do anything, it'd probably be with this character that I'm currently drawing and the other characters in that little story, because it's not very near and dear to my heart, and it's small and not my ultimate story that I have built up in my head, so it's not as frightening to kind of start, and if it's not great, I'm not overly sad about it. So I kind of wanted to practice drawing them, or these characters. And so this girl right here, again, doesn't have a name, but she's a shapeshifter, I know that much, and they live in like I said, a medieval kind of setting. So even though she's totally not wearing medieval themed clothes, because I don't know, it's supposed to be fantasy, and so I kind of wanted to draw her at a market where they're selling a bunch of vegetables and fruits, and I almost tried a fish lens, I believe it's called, where what's in the center of the lens is significantly bigger and what's on the outside is smaller and curved away. I didn't look at any reference or anything, so this is very much I was just eyeballing it, and it turned out like the pose was okay, but the background itself, like I said, like I'm not really great at doing that anyways, even though I am trying, and drawing like a crowded area with a lot of people is really hard because I didn't want them to be the main focus, but then it also sucked to keep drawing people because I kept drawing them in the same poses, like just walking away, and that was not interesting. So I struggled with that a little, and now when it came to the coloring of this drawing, which I'm currently doing, one of my Copic markers on her skin just like let out a bunch of ink for no reason. And so I kind of had to change the shading, so I kind of made a more dramatic shading where the light's from behind her, which is okay, it's just she ended up being kind of dark. This is a problem with a lot of my marker illustrations because I do have quite a selection of markers. I have 50 Copic markers and around 60 Ohuhu markers, and unfortunately with the cheaper markers, which are the Ohuhu in this case, they don't really come with lighter colors, so a lot of colors end up being mid-tony and pretty saturated. So even though, like, so she turned out darker than I intended overall, and everything else around her is kind of just as saturated as she is, so she doesn't really stand out. I also have to apologize in this video. The day I filmed this video, I filmed 3 videos back to back. I was super productive in the video part of my life. But for some reason, my camera, which is my phone, just kind of had issues. I didn't note it, like it didn't show anything while I was filming, but when I looked at the footage again, when I wanted to edit it, one of the videos that I filmed, just every single file in that video was completely corrupted and I could not use it, so I had to scrap that idea, which kind of sucked because it was cool. And then for this drawing as well, unfortunately, one of the clips that captured most of my coloring of the drawing got corrupted as well, and I couldn't use it. So you'll see me like coloring her in, and then it just cuts to everything else being colored as well, because unfortunately that I just don't have that file anymore because I just couldn't use it. I'm not exactly sure what caused this. If you have any ideas, please let me know. Like, I wasn't doing anything different than I usually do, so I filmed 3 videos. The first video got completely corrupted, the second video had no issues, and then the third video had one of those files corrupted. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. Otherwise, I mean, I'm gonna try to prevent this in the future, but I really don't know what caused it in the first place to prevent it. So yeah, overall, I am glad that I'm doing more scenes, trying to make my characters have more stories, and doing marker illustrations is always fun. I really enjoy doing them. I wish I had more time to do more detailed because I did rush this a little bit, but that's that, I guess. If you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and thanks so much for watching this one. See you later. Bye.